A retired couple stood in the cruise terminal in Port Canaveral and watching their ship through the glass. The vessel was still docked. Crew members were still moving luggage, but a staff supervisor calmly explained that boarding had officially closed. Their flight that morning had been delayed by weather in another state. They landed 90 minutes late. Traffic from the airport moved slowly. Security lines inside the terminal were longer than expected. They arrived just after the cutoff. Their luggage was already on board. They were not. Within 2 hours, they had booked emergency airfare to the first port of call, reserved a last-minute hotel, and rearranged transportation. The unexpected cost exceeded $1,200. The emotional cost was heavier. Their vacation began with stress instead of rest. Cruises are structured environments. They run on firm timelines, safety protocols, and layered logistics. When travelers misunderstand even one part of that structure, consequences follow. Today, we're walking through 12 cruise mistakes you must avoid in 2026, supported by official cruise line policies and public health guidance, so you can protect your money, your comfort, and your peace of mind. Let's begin. Number 12, treating departure time as boarding time. This is one of the most common misunderstandings in cruise travel. If your ship is scheduled to sail at 4 p.m., it does not mean you can arrive at 3:30 p.m. and still board comfortably. In most cases, boarding closes much earlier. For example, Royal Caribbean clearly states that all guests must be checked in and on board no later than 90 minutes before the published sailing time. MSC Cruises is even more direct, noting that check-in and boarding close 2 hours before departure, and late arrivals may be denied embarkation. So for a 4 p.m. sailing, the real cutoff could be 2 or 2:30 p.m. If you arrive at 3 p.m., the ship may still be docked, but you may not be permitted to board. When that happens, you are responsible for catching up at the next port. That often means last-minute airfare costing $400 to $900 per person, plus hotels and transfers. Total expenses can easily exceed $1,000. The safest approach is simple. Plan to be inside the terminal at least 2 hours before departure, regardless of your assigned boarding window. Cruise lines enforce these policies strictly. And this is where the next issue quietly creates financial exposure before you even unpack. Number 11, flying in the morning of your cruise. Flying in on the same day your cruise departs may seem efficient, but it carries real risk. Air travel remains vulnerable to weather disruptions, crew shortages, mechanical inspections, and airport congestion. Even a delay of 1 hour can remove the small buffer you were counting on. And cruise ships do not wait for delayed passengers. If your flight arrives late and boarding is closed, you are responsible for catching up with the ship at the next port. That can mean purchasing last-minute airfare, booking an overnight hotel, arranging meals, and securing ground transportation on short notice. Combined costs frequently range from $800 to $1,500 or more, depending on the destination. Arriving the day before typically adds a hotel expense of $200 to $300, but that modest investment protects thousands of dollars in prepaid cruise fare. It also protects your peace of mind. Landing the day before allows you to rest, eat properly, and arrive at the terminal calmly rather than rushing from airport to port. Experienced cruisers treat the pre-cruise overnight stay as essential insurance, not an optional luxury. And once you board, another timing issue quietly begins: luggage delivery. And that creates the next common mistake. Number 10, packing medications and essentials in checked luggage. Many cruisers assume their suitcase will be waiting outside the cabin shortly after boarding. That is not always the case. Cruise lines openly explain that luggage delivery can take time. Norwegian Cruise Line states bags may take a few hours after embarkation to reach your stateroom. MSC advises that luggage often arrives late afternoon through evening and specifically recommends keeping medications and essentials in your carry-on. Royal Caribbean also notes that luggage may arrive after sail away due to high volume. If your medications, glasses, chargers, or travel documents are packed inside that suitcase, you may spend your first evening waiting instead of settling in. If a bag is flagged during screening, delivery can take even longer. Replacing prescription medication in a port pharmacy can cost $100 to $300. Buying clothing on board is rarely inexpensive. Always carry medications, electronics, and critical items in your personal bag. This simple habit prevents unnecessary stress and protects your first night on board. Number 9. Bringing prohibited electrical items. Many cruisers pack small electrical items without realizing cruise lines enforce very specific safety rules. Electrical restrictions vary by company and are taken seriously during embarkation screening. Carnival, for example, allows power strips only if they do not contain surge protectors. Royal Caribbean lists electrical extension cords and certain power strips among prohibited items. If your suitcase is flagged for an unapproved item, it may be removed from the loading process. You could be directed to a screening desk before boarding. During peak embarkation hours, resolving this can take 1 to 3 hours. In some cases, the item is confiscated and held until the end of the cruise. That may mean no heating pad, no personal coffee maker, or no extra outlet solution in your cabin. The safest approach is simple. Review your cruise line's prohibited item list before packing. If you need additional outlets, purchase cruise-approved devices without surge protection. Avoid assumptions. Screening delays often happen quietly, but they can disrupt the smooth start of your vacation, and that leads us into one of the most overlooked protection decisions in cruise travel. Number 8. Skipping travel insurance. Many travelers decline travel insurance to reduce upfront costs. That decision can create significant financial exposure. The CDC's Yellow Book clearly explains that onboard medical care is not typically included in the cruise fare and advises travelers to consider insurance that includes overseas health care and medical evacuation. Royal Caribbean also outlines how travel insurance policies can help cover medical expenses, trip interruption, and emergency evacuation. Onboard medical visits commonly range from $200 to over $1,000 depending on treatment. Emergency evacuation from a ship can exceed $20,000. Travel insurance for a $3,000 cruise typically costs between $150 and $250. Skipping it may seem like a savings. In reality, it increases risk substantially. Even minor disruptions, such as illness before departure or a delayed flight that causes a missed sailing, can result in lost cruise fare without coverage. Insurance is not about expecting disaster. It is about protecting your investment and limiting financial exposure. But coverage alone does not control total cruise costs. Daily spending decisions on board matter just as much. And that brings us to spending habits. Number 7. Failing to monitor onboard spending. Cruise ships operate almost entirely on a cashless system. Once you board, every purchase is charged to your onboard account. That includes specialty dining, spa services, shore excursions, beverage packages, internet plans, and even small purchases in onboard shops. Because there is no physical exchange of cash, spending can feel almost invisible. 2 specialty dinners at $60 per person, a spa treatment at $150, a premium excursion at $200, a beverage package upgrade. Individually, these seem manageable. Combined over 7 nights, they can exceed $1,000 without much effort. Many travelers only review their final statement the night before disembarkation. By then, adjustments are difficult. Most cruise lines provide daily account access through their mobile app or at the guest services desk. Take advantage of that feature. Review charges each evening, confirm accuracy, stay aware of your running total. Before departure, set a rough spending plan. Decide which experiences truly matter to you and which ones you can comfortably skip. Cruises should feel relaxing, not financially surprising. Careful monitoring keeps the experience enjoyable from embarkation to final payment. Now we shift from budgeting to something equally important: quality sleep on board. Number 6. Choosing a cabin without reviewing the deck plan. Not all cabins offer the same level of comfort, even within the same price category. Location matters more than many travelers realize. Cabins positioned directly beneath the pool deck often experience early morning noise from crew members arranging chairs and cleaning surfaces. Cabins near elevators can hear hallway traffic late into the evening as passengers return from shows and dining venues. Forward cabins may feel noticeable vibration during docking procedures, especially in rougher seas. Sleep disruption over a 7-night sailing builds gradually. One restless night may seem minor. Repeated interruptions reduce energy and patience. Fatigue affects shore excursions, dining enjoyment, and evening entertainment. It also increases irritability, which no one wants on vacation.
Upgrading cabins after embarkation is rarely possible. When upgrades are available, costs often range from $300 to $600 or more, depending on availability. Before finalizing your reservation, study the ship's deck plan carefully. Look at what is directly above and below your selected cabin. Avoid public venues overhead whenever possible. If motion sensitivity is a concern, choose a midship cabin on a lower deck for added stability. This small planning decision significantly improves overall comfort throughout your cruise. And it begins with footwear. Number 5. Underestimating walking demands in port. Cruise advertisements often highlight smooth boardwalks, charming town centers, and scenic coastal paths. In reality, many ports involve uneven terrain, cobblestone streets, long piers, sandy beaches, and extended walking distances. Shore excursions frequently require more physical effort than expected. Guided tours may include 1 to 3 hours of walking or standing, sometimes in warm weather or on inclines. Even self-guided exploration can involve significant distance between transportation points and attractions. Wearing new shoes or footwear without proper support can quickly lead to blisters, sore knees, or back strain. Discomfort may force you to shorten your excursion or return to the ship early. Missed or abandoned excursions represent both financial loss and lost experiences. Many guided tours cost between $75 and $200 per person. Prepare appropriately. Bring well-broken-in walking shoes with reliable support and cushioning. Consider lightweight compression socks for longer days to reduce swelling. Stay hydrated, especially in warmer climates. Physical preparation allows you to enjoy each destination comfortably instead of recovering in your cabin. However, physical readiness alone is not enough. Even travelers who prepare well can overextend themselves by scheduling too much, and that brings us to the next common mistake. Number 4, overbooking every day of the cruise. Cruise itineraries are designed to be appealing. Multiple ports, live entertainment, specialty restaurants, enrichment programs, and evening shows all compete for your attention. It is easy to feel that you should experience everything. Some travelers schedule early morning shore excursions, afternoon tastings, formal dinners, and late-night performances on the same day. While this may seem productive, it often leads to cumulative exhaustion. Fatigue does not appear immediately. It builds quietly over several days. Reduced sleep, early wake-up calls for excursions, and constant activity weaken immune resilience and diminish enjoyment. Experienced cruisers approach the week differently. They choose fewer excursions and leave open afternoons for rest. They skip one evening show to enjoy a quiet walk on deck. They pace themselves deliberately. A cruise should feel restorative, not demanding. When every hour is scheduled, the experience becomes a checklist rather than a vacation. Building recovery time into your itinerary protects both physical comfort and overall mood. And while pacing affects energy, timing affects logistics.
because misunderstandings about time do not end after embarkation. They can also happen mid-voyage in port. Number 3, confusing ship time in local port time. Cruise ships operate on ship time, and that time does not always match the local time in port. This difference can create serious problems if you're not careful. Passengers sometimes leave the ship, explore independently, and rely on local clocks or their mobile phone's automatic time setting. In certain destinations, local time may be 1 hour ahead or behind ship time. If you return based on the wrong clock, you may arrive after the all-aboard deadline. While policies vary slightly by cruise line, ships are not obligated to wait for late passengers. Port schedules are tightly coordinated with harbor authorities, pilots, and fuel planning. If you miss the ship, you are responsible for catching up at the next port. That may involve booking last-minute airfare, arranging transportation, and paying for overnight accommodations. Costs can easily exceed $500 per person, and sometimes much more. Before leaving the ship, confirm the official ship time. Set a watch manually if necessary. Do not rely solely on your phone. Plan to return at least 30 minutes before the posted deadline. Small timing errors in port can quickly become expensive logistical challenges. And now we move to a mistake that affects your physical comfort directly. Number 2, ignoring motion sensitivity preparation. Even large, modern cruise ships experience movement. Stabilizers reduce motion, but they do not eliminate it entirely. Passengers who have never experienced seasickness may assume they will be unaffected. However, rough seas, strong winds, or certain sailing routes can create noticeable motion. Symptoms often begin subtly: light dizziness, mild nausea, or fatigue. Waiting until symptoms fully develop makes recovery more difficult. Onboard remedies may sell out, and medical visits can add unexpected cost. Preparation is simple and highly effective. Consult your physician before sailing if you have concerns. Bring approved motion remedies in advance rather than purchasing them on board. Choose midship cabins on lower decks if you are particularly sensitive to movement, as these areas typically feel more stable. Stay hydrated and avoid heavy meals during rough weather. Spend time outdoors in fresh air if needed. Proactive preparation prevents missed excursions, canceled dinner plans, and unnecessary discomfort. Many experienced cruisers quietly plan for motion sensitivity even if they rarely need their remedies. But the most important mistake is not physical. It shapes how every other decision unfolds. Number 1. Treating a cruise like an unstructured land vacation. A cruise is not the same as a land-based vacation. It operates on structured schedules and coordinated systems. Dining reservations often fill quickly. Popular shore excursions can sell out before sailing. Boarding times and safety briefings follow strict timelines. Entertainment venues may require advance booking depending on the ship. Passengers who approach cruising casually sometimes find themselves waiting in long lines, missing preferred dining times, or settling for second-choice excursions. Preparation creates flexibility. Download your cruise line's mobile app before departure. Complete online check-in early. Reserve dining and excursions as soon as they become available. Review policies regarding boarding times, prohibited items, and daily schedules. These small steps prevent unnecessary frustration on board. Cruises are extraordinary experiences when approached thoughtfully and with structure. Avoiding these 12 mistakes protects your finances, your comfort, and your peace of mind. If you are sailing soon, take time to review each of these carefully. Small adjustments now prevent large regrets later.